Good afternoon, parents, students, friends, everyone who is paying attention to Save Stone Mountain High School. I have to go back and redo my first video because somewhere down the line I lost it. At the beginning of the year, coming to Stone Mountain, I'm going to have to say, kids think about coming to high school. That's one of the best events of their life. It's one of the things they look forward to all through school. Well, we had a great bunch of young men and young women coming in from the middle schools. And I'm going to tell you, the middle schools and the elementary schools did an excellent job in making these young men and young women into the people they had become. Well, once they got to high school, let me take it back a minute to the summer. I'm going to go back to the summer for football. All the 8th graders was coming over to the high school every day, all summer. They was practicing. They was having a good time. They was getting to know their big brothers and stuff. They was teaching them a lot. They was talking to them a lot about high school, what to expect, how to carry themselves, and which was an excellent program. Well, once school started, you know, yay, this is the day. I'm here, I'm in high school. So the young men come to high school, you know, we have the ones going to play basketball, we have the ones going to play football. Everybody, you know, this is their dream. I have been waiting so hard for this. And they get there, and the first thing that happened, they get their heart broken. They find out that all the things that they had went through in the summer, getting to know everybody, that the school had dropped the ball on all their brothers who was going to play ball with them. It turns out that the majority of our seniors was benched because they didn't have the grades. They said that the reason being grades hadn't been put in. Well, we're talking about an entire summer. So how can you have one entire summer, nothing happened? You had young men who had transferred in from other schools. They said they hadn't received transcripts. Well, this is when we first learned who Dr. Jones is. Dr. Jones, he got up, the kids decided to have a set-in because it was like if our coach don't win the first 3 games, he's out of coaching. Well, you know what? Dr. Jones said that was a lie. But you know what really happened? It was the truth. And so what Dr. Jones did, him, his counselors, some of his administrators, they made sure that they crippled the whole football team. So everybody who walk around and talk about how the football team lost all the games, have anybody ever stopped to think about we had freshmen out there playing a varsity game against young men who had played together for 4 years? So that would cause you to lose. So Dr. Jones knew exactly what he was doing. So it turns out that we find out he's very underhanded, he's crooked. He even go as far as throwing his people under the bus. But I will tell you, Coach Dankins, it was not his fault what happened with the team because he had nothing to do with any of it. All this falls on the counseling office, Dr. Cox. Dr. Cox didn't do anything she was supposed to do as far as making sure that these young men and young women, people don't get me wrong, it wasn't just across the board. Football players, they did the same thing to students. And to this very day, it's still going on. She still haven't got transcripts from some students. Well, some teachers went way far and beyond to make sure that their kids received what they were supposed to, and I thank them for that. Well, we had a losing season, and everybody know now we have lost our coaches, and so Dr. Jones, you won that one again. It seemed like for the last 4 years, Dr. Jones have been the man who came in there and made sure whatever he wanted, don't care nothing about these kids, and have put everything in place to benefit him, a paycheck. And so nothing have changed here at the end of the year either. So one of our biggest problems is accountability. There is no accountability for Stone Mountain High School. You know, when you ask questions, You go to the school board. Well, you learn. Dr. Melvin Johnson, that's his best friend. They play golf together. Regional supervisor, Superintendent Ziegler. That's their friend. And then, you ask people about Ms. Ziegler, Dr. Ziegler. She's over here on the right. She's on the left. She's in the middle. She can't make up her mind who she want to support. I need to support the parents because I need to keep this job. But I got to do what Johnson tell me to do. And I got to do what Jones tell me to do. Because if not, I'm not going to have a job. Then you have Dr. Jones. We're going to talk about him so much. I'm just going to skip him because everybody know he have not been held accountable for anything. He's not a good principal. He's not a good leader. And in every house, if a man is not the head, he have no business being there. And so what I'm saying is the head of Stone Mountain High School, he need out because he's not the head. He come in, he walk around, he don't speak to kids, he don't speak to parents, he have no respect for nobody. But he have his team. And his team, they get everything. He's a hypocrite. I said this in the first meeting we met when the kids did a sit-in. He sat there and he bragged about how on a Monday morning, how proud he was of these young men and young women, how they didn't go out, they didn't argue, they didn't cuss, they didn't show out. They came in, they was very decent and respectful, sat down at a lunchroom table with books. And they was going to sit there till they got some answers about their brothers who wasn't on the team. He pulls everybody in the auditorium, including parents and stuff, and he said, we're going to make this right. We're going to make this right. Well, he didn't make it right. What he did was continued on what he was doing, and then after that day, he was not seen at the school at all. How do you get paid when you're never there? Because, see, he have a parking space right beside the handicap parking spaces. When I come, I park beside the handicap. He's never there. His car's not there, neither is his truck. You go in, he's never there. You ask for meetings with him, he's never there. So, when is he going to be held accountable? When do it become criminal that you're doing timesheets or whatever you do for your pay, and you are receiving pay and you're not at the school? Dr. Jones don't care what none of us say. You know why? Melvin Johnson is going to have his back. Ziegler is going to have his back. Dr. Cox, she just run around. She have no clue. Because if it came down to her having to go, Dr. Cox would be out the door so quick and fast it don't even matter. But you know what? She's not held accountable for what she do either because she's a friend. And so it just go on and on and on and on and on. Students, parents, listen. You can get rid of everybody there. Melvin Johnson, he's up for re-election. It's coming up in 18. You can make sure he don't get that seat anymore. Because without that seat, he's just somebody else who you don't have to deal with. But as far as Dr. Jones, we don't want him back. Because he is one of the most low-down, underhanded principals I have ever seen in my life. Most principals and everybody else, they go on and they is trying to do the very best for their students. Where is the man that's supposed to be over this school? I have heard so many different things about him, and you don't know whether to say that can be true or that is true. And then people bring you paperwork, people bring you this, people bring you that, and they let you know, yeah, it's true. Because before anything can be said, one thing we try to do is to make sure that we're telling the truth about what he's doing or not doing. And we have so much more not doing unless it's something underhanded and crooked that he's doing. So with this, I'm going to sign off from my part 1, and I'll be back momentarily. Thank you, Pamela Williams.